I came to win, to fight.
Hi everyone, it's Michelle back here again with another story time. Today's story is going to be about the time my son was kidnapped. So if that sounds interesting to you, please keep watching. The story starts off with my neighbor across the street. We'll call him Cutie because I had a little bit of a crush on him. He invited me over for drinks. Now his mother lived in the house. She had like a fully furnished basement apartment and she had offered to watch my son. His mom loved babies and offered to watch him for the night so that I could have a fun night just drinking with her son. Cutie had some friends over and we were having a great time. He was serving rum and Kool-Aid and I will never forget that drink. I'll tell you why later. That was something I had never had before. So he had some friends over. We were all drinking, having a great time, playing cards, listening to music, doing a little flirting. And I kept getting calls from my friend. We'll call him Jim. Slim Jim, because he was like super tall and super skinny and a really skinny head. Normally I wouldn't say anything about my friends, but this was not your average friend. Now I knew he had some interest in me in the past, but I had told him I wasn't interested and we still would hang out. He was really good with my son and we always had fun together. So he was texting me, asking me what I was up to and what I was doing, and I told him I was over at the neighbor's having some drinks. Now by the text I could see he was kind of seeming a little annoyed and jealous, and honestly I didn't really care. He wasn't my boyfriend. I owed him nothing. I could do what I want. Nothing had ever gone on between us sexually. It wasn't like I was leading him on or anything like that. So we continued on having just our awesome time, you know, partying it up, drinking our rum and Kool-Aid.
Get that rum and Kool-Aid, oh yeah.
And the texts just kept coming. Eventually I just kind of ignored him, like, you're not going to ruin my night. He obviously had some issues and that really wasn't my problem. A little while later, we hear a knock at the door.
Guess who it is?
Cutie's mom goes and answers the door, and it's Slim Jim. Slim Jim walks in and says,
"Let's go. You're drunk. We're leaving."
he grabs my son from Cutie's mom and starts walking out the door. So obviously I'm following behind him like, you're taking my child. We go across the street to my apartment. Remember, this was just my neighbor. We were just across the street. Yeah, I lived on the second floor of a house and there was a lot of stairs to walk up. So when I was walking, my dog keeps making a ton of noise down here. You gotta see my puppy. Here's my little door, this he is. This is my little door. She's in heat right now and she's a little cray-cray. So Slim Jim takes me across the street. He's carrying my son. We have to walk up this big flight of stairs to get up to the second floor of the house, which is where my apartment was. And I was stumbling up the stairs. Yes, I was drunk. Keep in mind, my son was completely taken care of with somebody who was not drinking, and now he's removed me and my son from where we were safe. We get upstairs and I started puking everywhere. So he's, you know, giving me the third degree and
"You're hammered and you need to get in the shower and clean yourself up."
and he starts undressing me and putting me in the bathtub. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, yeah, I have puke on me. I need to get cleaned up. As I'm getting cleaned up in the shower, I hear him kind of walking around, rummaging around. Sounds like he's packing some bags. And I'm like, what's going on in there? And the whole time he was kind of muttering and kind of bitching at me. I can't remember exactly every word he was saying. Basically, he was saying,
"And you're not fit to take care of your son. You're drunk. I'm taking him."
obviously at this point I'm freaking out. I'm crying. I'm trying to hurry up and get out of the tub. I'm still, you know, kind of drunk at this point. I'm thinking like, why? Why did he take me from where I was having fun and my son was taken care of so that he can bring me over here and make me feel bad for having a good time and take my son away from me? This was not my son's father. This was never my boyfriend. I'm trying to stop him. I get out of the thing and he just walks out with my son before I could even do anything really about it. I'm obviously hysterical. I call my mom and her boyfriend, we'll call him Stan. He was furious. He was super close with my son. If you remember from other story times, if you've seen any of my other story times, my mom and her boyfriend, now her boyfriend always wanted a kid. He couldn't have a kid with my mom because she already had her tubes tied when they got together. So he kind of was playing dad to my son. He would take him every weekend usually for me. That didn't last more than like a year before I just was done with the partying stage, but that's besides the point. Anyways, so I end up talking to Stan, telling him what's going on. I give him the number of Slim Jim, and he calls him up, and basically, from what my mom tells me, he told him, you know,
What the fuck do you think you're doing? You can't just take somebody's kid. That's kidnapping. You're lucky I don't call the police. What is your address? I'm coming to pick up my grandson right now. You had no right. Michelle had him taken care of. She had him in a safe environment.
So Stan ends up going up to Slim Jim's, picking up my son, and bringing him back to me. Obviously, by that point, I had sobered right up. My children are my heart. They're everything to me. And I'm just so thankful I was able to get him back. Who knows? You know, you never know. You hear about these kids, they get taken and they're never seen again. Hope you enjoyed my videos. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Send me a comment down below and watch the other ones. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!